A claps.
What it do, fam? It's your girl Keisha, and I am here with a new Spill the Tea video. I told you guys a few months ago when it broke that former Love and Marriage Hunsville reality star Destiny Payton Williams' ex-boyfriend Moses had gotten married to a former Love and Marriage Huntsville producer, that I was going to find out the tea about this, okay? Because this is tea from my home state, from my city of St. Louis. So I was like, I know I got to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that know him, okay? A little did I know, I was not only going to get tea on Moses, but his new wife too, child. Come to find out, I went to school with this girl. Didn't even know it. Y'all ready to get into this tea, honey? Let's get it. Let's go. Okay, y'all. Let's begin here. So we know that I believe it was during season 5, we were introduced to the fact that Destiny was out here dating. You know what I'm saying? She'd gotten her divorce from LeBrick and she'd met this guy named Moses from St. Louis. And so he never appeared on the show, but I believe they had like a FaceTime conversation or something like that during filming. He was mentioned and she began to post him on her social media and stuff like that. And I put the feelers out there like, does anybody know like who this guy is? I knew that he was from St. Louis, but I personally didn't know him or anything like that. So I asked, my T-Squad members, does anybody from St. Louis know who this guy is? Nobody had any information, okay? So I was like, that's odd. I even went to my bestie who is like Inspector Gadget. She knows everything. She didn't have any information on him at the time, okay? So after season 5, Destiny gets fired from the show, right? And of course, I'm not keeping up with her. I don't know what's going on in her life. The next thing we know, a few months ago, it is announced that Moses has proposed to a former Love and Marriage Huntsville producer by the name of Sunni Minx. Their engagement photos and things were placed on social media. Everybody was in an uproar. But lo and behold, these weren't engagement photos. They're actually married, okay? They'd actually gotten married on the day that these photos were taken. So everybody was in an uproar because it was then, released that his new wife was a former Love and Marriage Huntsville producer. So everybody was like, how did this happen? How did they get together? Did her and Destiny have a relationship with each other while Destiny was on the show? When did they get together? Like everybody was like, what is going on? Okay. At this point, I still couldn't find out any information on who he was. But when I then went to my besties and asked, y'all know who this girl is? Because come to find out, she's from St. Louis too. Okay, so now I'm knowing that Moses is from St. Louis and Sunni Minx is from St. Louis. So I'm like, okay, now I know I gotta have somebody that know this girl. So I called my besties up and I asked them, I was like, who is this girl? Have y'all ever heard of her? Both of my besties like, Keisha, we went to school with her. And I was like, what? They was like, yeah, we went to school with her. We went to high school with her. You don't remember her? And I was like, no, y'all know I barely went to school. I was out here thotting and bopping. But one of my besties was like, yeah, we went to school with her. Basketball when we were in high school. She's still besties with some people we went to school with. I'm not going to name their names because they're not in the public eye. But they were like, she was either a grade or two under us. And the name Sunni Minx came about is because at one point in her life, she was trying to be a rapper. Okay. So she has, done the rapping thing. She's done producing, real estate, and all of these other ventures. Okay. And I was like, child, I do not remember this girl. I didn't even remember we went to school with her. But when my besties told me who her besties were, I immediately remembered them. So I was like, oh, so we all went to Normandy High School together, right? So if she was a year or two under us, we all graduated in 2000. Well, I didn't graduate, but my friends graduated in 2000. So that means that she would have came out either in 2001 or 2002, right? So I was like, oh, okay. So now I know who this woman is. Okay. Now let's find out who Moses is. And my other bestie, Lo, baby, all I had to do was run it down the information one more again. Now that we know who Sunni Minx was, it was really easy for her then to go on social media and find out who Moses is. And sure enough, we found his Facebook page. This is his Facebook page. And as I scroll, you see he's from St. Louis. And then when I'm looking at his friends list, he's actually friends with my good girlfriend Garisha. He's friends with my cousins, Bruce. We have people in common, in our lives. We know the same people. So I'm like, okay, we got mutual friends. And as I scrolled down his page, I saw that he has a car detailing business. I was like, oh, okay, so that's how he got his coin. That's how he's making his money. I guess it's called Major Point Pressure Washing, Detailing, or whatever. This is what he does for a living. Okay, now this story is coming together about who this guy is. Okay. Now I want to pause it for a second because I found out who he was and who she was back in December. But when I found out who they were, the story had died down about this whole situation. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to hold on to this information if anything else comes out. Page back in December, he actually had all of the footage from their wedding. It seemed like they had an intimate wedding at their home, or either they went to the Justice of the Peace. But after the nuptials, they went back to someone's house and they had a reception with family and friends. And I saw footage of them cutting the cake and everything. But when I went back to his Facebook page yesterday to see if that footage was still there, he had it locked. As you can see, it says this content isn't available right now. So he has it where only certain people can see it. But he did still have these pictures up. You see him and Sunny and two other people. She has on her dress and everything. And then here's photos of their family and friends taking a picture. Then I went on Sunny's Facebook page and I saw she posted this photograph of her in another dress from that day. And she said, "Pure love. I'm so grateful for this right here." Then on December 20th, she posted this picture of them two on her Facebook page that said, "Team Us, the Monroes." So it looks like on her Facebook page, she posts more content on them, but she's holding back on doing that on Instagram. And I think I know why, but we'll get into that in a moment. Now, let's get down to the nitty gritty of it all, okay? So if you don't know, Destiny Payton just recently did an interview a few weeks ago, if that, where she finally spoke out about this whole entire situation and how she alleges that Sunny and Moses snaked her, okay? Let's listen to what she had to say, and then I'll be back with some more piping hot tea, child.
Last month, I believe. Last month, this guy that you was dating is now married. Are they engaged? They just engaged, right?
Or
did they get married?
I think they might be married.
Okay, might be married then. Married the producer, one of the producers of the show that was assigned to you. How you feel about that?
Well, being that she told me that was her cousin, it was really interesting to know that Cousins was married. And I know we filmed in Alabama, but
she didn't say that the dude was her cousin. She said that to you.
So the thing that's crazy is that, the job of a producer that's assigned to you, a film producer, is for them to, you give them, you confide in them.
Yeah.
And not only was she my producer, we actually became friends after she left the show. And she would say things to me like when I would have those moments like, this is crazy, I'm sick of this. And then she would say things like, you know how many girls would love to be in your position, and you know how many girls would love to be on television. And I didn't think she was talking about herself. The whole time I'm like, And so then when I found out the cousins got married,
she did not say it was her cousin. She done told you. So did he say that was her cousin too?
The word was we people. Like they,
I know, like, man, that's my people.
Yeah, like we got cousins, and so I'm thinking real for real, like real talk. Like in a million years, like I didn't know. And then I get a text message where it's like, hey, out of respect for you and our friendship, and as a woman, I want to tell you that we getting serious. I'm like, when did you and your cousin? When did y'all even start dating? What are you talking about? Because real talk, like I knew that the man wasn't my husband. We had already broken up. Let's say that I had already ended the relationship, and it was just a lot of things that were red flags, and I wasn't going back down that road again. And then a long distance on top of that. So, but
you like them long distance relationships, huh?
I actually did, because I like to be. I'm an only child. My dad's only child, and so I'm used to, after my dad got custody of me, I'm used to being. But that's another story. And so the thing that about the whole situation, I've known that man for over 15 years.
Y'all go way back.
Way back. And then I had to look at that relationship like, now these people are creating a storyline around me. This is my real life. Like, they're trying to like pitch a show, I think, or something. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. And then I go back to 15 plus years ago when I was dating someone that was actually a celebrity, a rapper, and off and on. And then that's when he first heavily pursued me.
Oh, the guy that you started dating.
Yeah. And then now here we are, fast forward, I'm on television and he's heavily pursuing me again. So then I had to think about, what was the real intention? Like, were you ever who I thought you were? And what I can say about the situation is, it is what it is. People find themselves in situations, and they ain't got nothing. Well, it do got a lot to do with me, because it's a whole storyline. But people will create storylines around your reality and use it for, gain clout, attention.
How long y'all broken up at that point?
Probably about 5 months, maybe. And
do you feel like it's betrayal on who part? His part or her part? Or both? Wow. Because
we got to, when I said we continued the relationship, I got messages on my phone, I love you, sis, miss you, sis, surprise birthday parties I was invited to by her sister, like things like that. So it was a developing relationship, and I confided in her about my relationship, not only as my producer, but as my friend. And, but the biggest betrayal is him, because I knew the relationship wasn't going where it needed to go as far as marriage or anything like that, but that was still my friend.
So answer this. How would you have responded if she came to you, or both of them came to you and said, hey, listen, we are interested in each other. We're at the interest stage. We haven't even been on a date with each other, but I'm interested in her. She's interested in me. Do you mind if we pursue this? What would you say?
Who, Jesus? I can tell you what I said on the day that I found out, but that's probably
that's hindsight. You got to go by at the beginning. If they did things
I don't know.
right,
listen.
Would you say, we done this 5 months ago? We
I ain't gonna say I'm gonna say that now, but I probably eventually would have got to a point where I respected it, you know.
But at that moment, would you say no?
I can't tell you because I am not in that.
Now, you guys heard Destiny's side of the story. She said that she worked with Sunni while she was on Love and Marriage Hunsville. She was the producer assigned to her. She knew about her and Moses. You know, they maintained a friendship after the fact. And that they allegedly told her they were cousins. And I believe every word she's saying, because I don't know if y'all talk like this in y'all cities, but that's a known thing for people to be like, oh, that's my people, that's my cousin. You know, they ain't really family for real, but you know, people like, yo, that's my cousin, that's my peoples. And that's such a St. Louis thing. So I know she didn't pull that out of her butt. That's exactly what was said to her, because that's some ish that St. Louis people do, especially St. Louis men. Okay. Now, after I talked to my besties, I found out that allegedly, I'll say that this isn't the first time that Sunni has done this with other people's men. And granted, they were broken up, but it's still very snake-like and shady and sneaky to befriend this girl and then start dating her ex. Like, yo, that's craziness to me. And to find out that they'd only been together for such a short amount of time. Allegedly, they've only been together for like a little under a year. Child. Now, this how cool Sunni and Destiny were. Y'all remember a year ago when Destiny and Melody came to St. Louis and performed at Ballpark Village. I did a whole video on it, okay? Guess who was one of the people that brought them here to perform? Take a look at this footage from last year.
I'm performing tonight at the Ballpark Village with opening up for Monica. Come out, doors open at 5 o'clock. Y'all come see me. Liquid Assets put it together. Y'all come rock out with me. Shout out to Sunni Minx. You hear in the background? Yeah.
Yeah, y'all heard in the background as she was getting ready for her performance, where her man was surely at with her. Child, yes, Sunni was the one, along with Liquid Assets, to bring Destiny and Melody here to perform, child. That's how cool they were outside of the show. You can't make this mess up. You cannot make this mess up. And if you thought that was all the tea I had to spill, oh no, I got some more for that ass. Over the weekend, you all know that Carlos had his first live show in Huntsville with Melody. And I got a video about some tea that was spilled involving Melody at that event as well. But that's going to be in another video. But not only was Melody a guest during this live show, guess who else was a guest? Or were guests with an S on the end? Sunni and Moses. Allegedly. I'm just going to say allegedly. But I asked the T Squad that if anybody goes to the live to hit me up and tell me how it went. Well, one of the T Squad members went. And they informed me on what was said during this live. Okay? Well, apparently they were told not to record anything, but obviously people did not listen because audio footage has been released from the event. But anywho, my T Squad member hit me up and said that Sunni and Moses were a surprise guest. and that they dripped and dropped some tea, honey. So apparently Moses allegedly was in a 17-year relationship / marriage, and Destiny was the side chick for 15 years. 15 years. They insinuated that she was cheating on LeBaric with Moses, and he said that he left Destiny alone because he's a millionaire and she was broke and unstable. Child. Now y'all heard her just say she been knowing him for 15 years. So I can see them messing with each other throughout the years. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just going to say allegedly. Allegedly. It was also told to me that they were told not to record or tell that part about Moses and Sunni because it's going to air. It's supposed to air on the show. Now that leads me to believe or wonder, will Moses and Sunni be on season 7 of Love and Marriage Hunsville? Mind you, they're already filming. Why would he have them as a guest if that's not the case? Child. Y'all ready for this mess? I can so see it because it's obvious by going on Sunni's Instagram page, you know, and knowing that she was a rapper back in the day. She's worked in the entertainment industry. It's obvious that she wants to be known and to be a celebrity. And by golly, it seems like that might be happening. I can very well see them being on the next season of the show, which would be so crazy and messy. Because this man didn't even want to film for Destiny, but child, he'll be filming for his new wife. That'll be a good reason to bring Destiny back. He said allegedly that the lady was broken, unstable. Child. Yeah. Y'all get into that tea. If I find out anything more, you know I will come back and dish it. But I'm pretty sure I'll probably get blocked from their pages if they get wind of this video. Now that, you know, there's a blogger out there that knows who they are, what he does, and all of that stuff. But I still have mutual friends that know her, so I can always get the tea now. But yeah, I went to high school with Sunni. It's been said that, you know, she ain't got no problem dibbling and dabbling with, you know, men that are taken. I know this personally from my bestie, but I'm just going to still say allegedly. She was the one that helped bring Destiny and Melody here to perform a year ago, which obviously shows that she was around Destiny outside of filming. 9 times out of 10, Moses was there that day, so they've been around each other. They was calling each other cousins, allegedly, acting like they was family. It was nothing like that. Child, the world is going to hell. You cannot make this stuff up. Y'all let me know down below in the comment section what y'all think about all of this foolishness, okay? Let's talk about it. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.